All right. I did, yeah, sorry. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Sorry, we're figuring out some stream stuff here, folks. Good evenings, Verbal. And Boothy's here. Yeah, this was kind of an impromptu. Projects in Dad's Garage reached out and was like, hey, bro, do you want to stream? And we're like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, working on it right now, guys. There you go. Gotcha. Yeah, audio's screwed up on my side over here, so I'm trying to fix that one. Never fails. All right, Rob and Boothy, complainers about the audio. How we sound now?
We've got double because you pushed out from 2 different ones.
Gotcha.
So
this is frustrating. Yeah, so I can hear you just fine on your channel, but on mine they're saying they can't hear me at all.
Yeah, you should have been able to. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, sorry, team. Just hang with us here.
I don't know if you have it set to.
You hear both, Rob? That's good. Yeah, but we, on our side, we're getting like double audio. And I wonder...
DLL PDF, welcome to the chat. Question, do you hear double audio when Kilo Prince talks?
Yeah, so if I say something, are you hearing us twice, guys? Or is that just on our side over here?
Because if it's just on our side, we can deal with that.
Yeah, I'll just go deaf. It's fine. Rob says he hears both. Boothy says no. Boothy, who are you not hearing? Are you not hearing the guests or not hearing me? Oh, now he's all good. So, this is fun. It is all in our head, in my headphones. All right, so Projects in Dad's Garage sounds like they are hearing us just fine.
All right. I'm going to try to pull up your stream real quick again so that I can see your chat as well as my chat.
Gotcha.
DLL PDF says the audio is flawless here on my side, so excellent. So good deal. So we're working on 2 different projects. As we said, you may or may not have heard, Gil is working on his RatRig. I'm working on a Micron. We were both going to stream at the same time. And rather than stepping on each other, figured we'd do it together, hang out. Why not chat with each other's audiences as well?
For sure. Yeah, we've seen a lot of thumbs up on the audio, so that's good. Thanks for helping out, chat.
Excellent. So, what do you got going? Because I've only caught bits and pieces of your stuff. You're always streaming at like kind of when I'm going to work and stuff most of the time.
Yeah. So I'm working on a RatRig, like you said, and we've been working on this one for a couple of weeks now. I'll flip over. Yeah, we're working on this one for a couple of weeks, and I lost audio somehow. That's interesting. But we've been working on the RatRig for a couple of weeks, and we've got motors, belts, got a couple of tool heads now.
Oh,
There we
I
go.
lost you. There we go. You're back now.
Yeah, sorry, man. It's a struggle over here.
It's all good, man.
So using this new headphones, the mic is not set up in every single window. So when I flip over, it drops out.
Oh, you should have been able to just use your old mic, whatever you were using
Yeah,
for
I
mic
can
before.
switch out to that as we go. But yeah, I don't know how much you heard of that, but we are working on a RatRig. Got motors installed. I did belts off stream. That was not hard, but very fiddly. Took some doing, a lot of cussing to try to get that thing, and several putting it together, taking it apart, and then it ended up working out. So
Good deal, man. Good deal.
but that's kind of where we are. I'll flip it around, and once we get the cameras going, we'll show you where we're at. What's up, 30 Wolf? What about you? What are you working on? Yeah, you're good. I noticed that one too.
That's my bad, guys. I was trying to move this over to a different monitor, so it didn't look like I was looking off into space the whole time we were talking. Yeah, so I've been working on Micron. I had it all built. It's Doom Cube Micron, the Doomicron, but got this lovely purple frame, so we're gonna tear it apart and rebuild it with the purple frame.
Heck yeah. What else?
That's pretty much all I got. I got the frame built. We're getting ready to do this lovely tool head
Okay.
in West 3D's Violet Void. It's a purple and white themed printer, and this is a pretty sweet purple.
Yeah, show us, man. Put it up on camera.
Yeah, it's got like this purple to black transition to it.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a collab stream, 3D Wolf.
But anyway, so I'm gotta put the tool head on and then put the Doom Cube frames back, Doom Cube extrusions back on. Hey, Miss Lee Marie 3D.
Yeah, I think they're heading out to do family stuff.
Yeah, they normally do after stream. Y'all have a good time.
Yeah, let's see if we can check out the RatRig here and move some things around. So we had to do some stream setup this morning. So a lot of this is not where I would normally have it. So thanks for hanging in there. This is how far we got. So I have both tool heads on, but only one of the but one of the tubes installed. So we'll probably start off with doing the other tube over here.
Nice, nice.
As soon as the camera catches up here. Hey Luke, welcome in. Got Digital Dragon in the chat today. Oh, I think maybe we unplugged it or something. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, that screen is frozen there.
Your screen
We're
is?
looking at, yeah, our RatRig picture here should be on camera, but it's frozen in place.
Well, it shows on camera for me.
Oh, are you seeing it?
Yeah.
Oh.
See you in the corner and your RatRig on your main screen.
But the picture I'm saying is frozen. That's a still shot. That's not the video.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Digital Dragon, I think we're gonna kind of do the same. Do a couple hours on stream, work through some issues, and then see where we end up. Yeah, but that's you can kind of see it in the picture there. We do have the two tool heads installed. One of them has the tube in it. The other one, I had to prep the tube because I, some reason, did not order it with the heater or the thermistor installed. So I had to put one of those in. And then try to figure out why the thing is frozen here.
Well, I think you can just use a regular heater until you get it in.
The
tube. You can use a regular heater in that tube until you get it in.
Oh no, I'm saying I had the heaters separately. When you buy them together with a tube from Luke's lab, they come assembled. If you buy them separately, they're not assembled.
Okay.
So that's what I was working on.
Raj, how are you today, sir?
What's that?
In my chat over here on my channel.
Oh.
So Raj, we're co-streaming today with Kiloprints. He's live on his channel, and I'm live on mine. Oh, now I lost the picture there. Oh, no,
yeah, I had to refresh.
So your RatRig's an IDEX then?
It will be an IDEX. So you have the two different tool heads. This is the one we're still working on here, and this is the one that I kind of got started on. It does have the tube installed, and so we need to do the one on this side.
Okay.
We have that guy right here. Meanwhile, the H2D is finishing up over there, so we'll have to pull that off. Yeah, Luke, so Digital Dragon says his Logitech cameras keep freezing up on him too. This one is an OBSbot, Luke, and I think I just had it on, and it probably got a little warm.
Yeah, I've got the OBSbot Meet 2. That's my build camera, and then the one I'm live on is one of the Insta360 Link cams.
Which one do you like better? Because I was kind of stuck between the two.
Yeah, so the Insta360 is the one with the gimbal and everything on it.
Mm-hmm.
When it works great. It does sometimes like to lose tracking on me though. It's normally when I like turn around or like one of the kids come out or something like that. Sometimes it'll lose tracking.
Yeah. I was looking at that one and I went with the OBSbot Tiny 2. And I like that one. It's really small. It's magnetic and whatnot. I think the Link 2 as well. But I was stuck between the two. The Link 2 is a little bit cheaper, I think.
I think they're both the same price.
Is it?
They're both. When I was looking at them, they were anyway. They were both $199.
Okay.
Now OBSbot has that more expensive one, but that's the older model, so I don't understand that. And
yeah,
then
I don't know.
The OBSbot I got is the Meet 2. It's got AI tracking, but it doesn't have the gimbal and stuff in it, so it's kind of limited to frame of view.
So that one is my overhead. So that would be this guy here. This is my Meet 2, the small one without the tracking.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to figure out how to get mine mounted well for an overhead when I'm working on my bench, but currently my bench view camera is just an old Logitech 1080p camera. It ain't great, but it works.
Hey, that's the thing. As long as it works. And we're not doing crazy stuff over here. We're just streaming and talking trash.
Yeah, we ain't professionals. Man, I've had some comments on my channel. One person said something about the quality of videos. Now, it was before I had this stuff, like, and saying something about getting better cameras and stuff like that. I'm like, Bud, the name of the channel is Projects in Dad's Garage. It's not Industrial Light and Magic over here.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We got Keely in the chat over here too, talking about just showing off the extrusions that they got.
Yeah, yeah. I've been talking to Gear Nut for a while about their extrusions. I went down a rabbit hole today while I was at my daughter was invited to a birthday party, so I took her there. So I had 2 hours to dive down a rabbit hole on DLL PDFs stuff and also their various powder coatings, and then went off searching the internet for all different kind of powder coatings, trying to find one that's a red black, like transition illusion kind of thing, because I want to redo my 2.4, and I named it Black Sails. I want it to be pirate themed, so red and black works. But I haven't found anything yet. DL PDF, that is not your purple extrusions. That is from DFH. Unless you guys did DFH's extrusions. In which case, well done, sir, because they are beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know if you've used these tubes before, but if you can get your hands on one, these things are beautiful too.
Yeah, so I was going to grab one. Albie had Tube Air.
Yeah, that's what these are.
I was going to grab that from him, and I was talking to Luke. Luke offered to extend the discount that he had for Black Friday out to me, even though it was, past Black Friday at the time. But then Puppy got sick, and emergency vet ate all of that money.
Yeah. Yeah, I got these on Black Friday. Well, I'm sorry, I had one, and then I got the other on Black Friday. That's more correct. So the thing I like about it is they use N3 hardware to mount.
Yeah.
And the hardware they use is Torx. So it comes with the Allen key you need to be able to install that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I have a whole set of Torx Allen keys here.
Well, you're set up perfectly for a tube.
Yeah, I know. Maybe someday I'll be YouTube famous and Luke will send me one.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably not.
I don't know. I think YouTube famous is overrated.
Oh, I think it is too.
We're just here building engineers, man.
Everybody gets YouTube famous, burns out.
Well, then I never want to get famous.
Yeah. I'm just trying to have some fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Hang out with people, chat, have a good time.
Yeah, so how often do you have people on your stream?
Normally I've got like 11 or so, but about half of them are probably in your stream currently.
No, I mean as far as like a guest.
Oh, you're the first.
Oh, nice.
Well, I did
first.
I did do a couple podcast things. I was trying to do it was called Makers Making Podcast. I was just trying to do things with interviewing various people that did all sorts of maker stuff. I know some people that make cosplay costumes and do painting and all sorts of stuff. But unfortunately, that did not work out. I have one episode with Steve Builds. I have another episode with Pex Peppers. And then an episode with Death of Xbox. He was making a lot of PCBs and stuff for the community. I haven't seen him around in a while, but he's a good dude. So I guess I had, people on those streams with me, but they weren't even streams. They were just pre-recorded stuff. But West 3D does it way better than I ever could. So I'm just gonna, let them do what they do best. Then you got like Jonathan over on the next layer doing some stuff. They're just better at it than me.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Hey, Beta Printer, thanks for being here. Still waiting on the floppy hot dog, man. No, I think you had a good idea. It's just we probably don't have the equipment or the skill set to make it production like those guys.
Yeah, well, there was that, and then it is amazingly difficult to get people to want to appear on camera.
Yeah, it's intimidating, man. It's like asking people to go on stage and try to do a speech. It's one of the biggest fears for folks.
Yeah, and that's why I wasn't doing them live.
Yeah.
Do I got this belt around something? Why is it not pulling through?
Yeah. Just over here trying to clean up some of the wiring on this. The wiring on the heater cartridge for one of the tubes, this is what you would get if you would order the tube assembled. And it's shorter. So if you wanted something to go to the back of your machine instead of using a tool head board like I am, probably going to need to extend these. It'll reach to the, the EBB 42 that we're going to use.
Yeah.
But it's not going to reach back to your electronics bay. This one is a different heater, not from Luke's lab, but still a 100 watt heater. And this one is much longer, maybe, a meter long or so. But we're going to run this to a tool head board as well. So we'll end up chopping some of that off.
Yeah, better to have too much than too little.
Yeah, for sure. And on this guy, for the tool head, there are two zip tie points here, and that's what I'm using to tie this out of the way. Got a couple of V0 zip ties, so they're really small ones.
Yeah, I need to find better little zip ties. So I had some, and I don't know the brand of them. I had them for years. But the ones, don't get me wrong, I really appreciate that LDO includes the zip ties. I really appreciate that FormBot includes the zip ties. But they're crap. They just break. And the ones I had before, man, like I said, they had been sitting around for probably 20 years. And I had no issues with them. You couldn't break those things if you tried.
Yeah, these are really small. These are probably 2 millimeter across. Need something a little more stout though. Just broke that one somehow.
It is always fun rebuilding a printer with the XY belts.
Yeah.
Because they always get cut just long enough. And I'm changing carriages because I'm going from Boop, which is like the printers for Ant version of Tap.
Yeah.
Over to Clicky. So I can get my Y travel back to be able to have a nozzle brush in this for the Night Owl. And
yeah,
man,
I still need to finish my box turtle.
Yeah, I got mine going finally. We had to make a custom hub for it. So I was having myself and some other people have had issues with lane 4 not loading right. The filament would get jammed in there. It'd actually run into the wall of it where the micro switch was. So last week we had one of my viewers, he was kind enough to take what I was describing and turn it into reality for me. And it has been working oh so beautifully.
Now it's good to have people to do things and stuff. Like know who to call when you get stuck and whatever.
Yeah, I have no CAD skills, though I started working my way through some YouTube tutorials, and I got that that CAD class book. So I'm working my way through the basics on YouTube, just to learn how to use like your mouse and keyboard to actually navigate stuff. Because it works totally different than a slicer.
Yeah.
Go figure. So I've been doing that, and I was able to go back and modify that hub again, because the one hole that needed an M3 screw was sized out to be 3 millimeters, so it needed to be sized down to 2.7, and I was able to go in and modify that. So I was super proud of myself for that.
Hey man, it's a start. I'm trying to load some filament here. I printed these really cool things. I'll show them off to you guys. I gotta run in the house, so we'll get those in a minute. But my daughter wanted a version of it, and so now I have to print it in pink and yellow and all these colors. Let that thing unload. Yeah, so I've got the wiring. Need to figure out the rest of this here.
No, I'm glad you said wiring. I was about to put this Clicky Pro dock on there without doing the wiring in it.
Uh-oh.
That would not have been good.
No, not at all.
This chair's got to go out of my way.
Yeah, so on my side, I've done all of the belting, and that was not fun, especially on my AB motors. Trying to get my big meaty fingers in those tight corners just did not work out. It's not open back like a boron would be, where you can just use, you know, turn around the back of the machine and see what's going on. These are right up against the 30-30, so there is no way to route the belts from behind the machine.
Oh,
you have to go through the front.
Now, how does that work? Does it have How does the motor and belting setup work for that?
It's a Core XY like anything else. Let me see if I can zoom in for you here. But the difference is it's very tight. So I'll get you a shot right in here.
Does it use 3 motors or 4?
And so the belting comes through here. It goes around the pulley, and then there's another pulley back in there you can kind of barely see.
Yeah.
But it goes behind that and then comes out over here against the extrusion. And trying to get things around that pulley was a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Like even with the zip tie trick.
Yeah, I could see that being a pain.
So you're doing all of that, and then on the tool head side of things, it's not too bad. On the tool head side of things, one belt goes through this tool head and connects over here, and then this belt goes through that tool head and connects over here. So you really just kind of have these mounts on the side, these bits of CNC. So that's where this front belt is secured. But the rear belt goes through the other tool head and connects in. So I'm glad we didn't have to stream that. That would have been not fun.
So there's 3 separate belts and 3 separate motors?
Right now there are 2 belts. So here, I can zoom up a little bit on the, it's better if we just see this in person. So that's the tool head part, but this is the bed part. I'm not doing that till later. This is the belting. So this gives a good idea. This one here, that is super tight up against the frame in the corner, and trying to get belts around there was a pain. But you do that twice. So it's Core XY like any other thing that you would see. The only difference between this and the Boron is that the belts are secured at the tool head versus being secured behind a carriage. So one belt in front, one belt behind if we were running single. But because we're running dual, they terminate on each tool head. I hope that makes sense.
Okay.
They had an overview kind of picture I'm trying to find.
I was going to build the Tridex. I had another 300 Trident frame. But I ended up selling that recently to that and a bunch of other stuff that I had for that build to fund buying these cameras.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is that belt path. So it'll start from the tool head here in the center, goes to the front around a tensioner, back to the what would be a B motor, loops around, gets super tight in that corner, goes across and just, you know, pulleys, and then attaches to the rear of that same tool head. And then opposite for the other tool head.
Huh. Is it possible to mount the motors after the brackets are in place?
I wish that was possible. The way that the hybrid setup on this one works, it doesn't really want to play nice with that. So they have you mount this bottom motor first, and then all you have, how to say it, all the hardware goes through this mid plate into the bottom motor, but that same plate shares mounting points for the upper motor here. And you kind of have to do it all first before you can belt anything.
All right. It's a shame that you can't put the motor in afterwards. You can run the belt and then just pull a little slack through and push the motor up into the slack.
Oh, I would love to do that. Yeah, so it was better just to do that part off stream over the course of several days this week, and then just give the overview on how that works. I got a little carried away. I started doing tool heads a little bit, but it's not a lot to it. It's really just an upper plate that's CNC'd. You have 3, 4, printed parts, and then a fan here. So intake for the fan here, and then comes out the ducts down below. Something I forgot to mention, I had some Undertaker nozzles from West 3D and threw those in there. So we can print anything we want.
Yeah, they're nice, man. I've got Undertaker nozzle in my Trident and one in this Micron here.
How do you like it?
Oh, dude, they're freaking awesome. So I've got that, and then my 2.4 has Bondtech hybrid CHT, the bimetal one. That's been running for 2 years, a little over 2 years. The Undertaker and the Trident's been going in that for almost 1.5 years.
Nice. I don't know how it's been for you guys, but it's been probably low 90s out here for us.
So I had to like postpone this build a little bit to do some testing on the Undertaker nozzle that's in here. Some torture testing. And I was impressed with just how much that thing could take. Like, I was, you know, not necessarily trying to break it, but trying to break it, you know what I mean? So carbon fiber, glass filled, nylons, everything that I could get my hands on at the time. I was trying to get some PPS from Polymaker, but unfortunately budget and time constraints did not allow.
Yeah, that's what I'm printed the parts out of this with. So all these black parts on the RatRig tool head right now are PPS carbon fiber.
How do you like it? Is it the Polymaker stuff?
It is, yeah, the Fiberon.
Yeah. So we injection mold PPA and PPS at work. So like, I could get it's 25 kilogram bags of it. You know, I could grab handfuls of it that, you know, get thrown off to the side when cleaning out dryers and stuff like that. But I have no way to extrude it in the filament.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you could just make your own, but this stuff, it prints pretty well on the H2D, but that machine will go up to 350. I tried to do it on my X1 carbon. It won't even do it. It just
that's right. You got an H2D.
Yeah. You
got it before tariff pricing too.
Hey, you gotta be quick.
You see the prices on those today?
I did. I saw it today. It was like $26.99 to start for the AMS.
No, I think it's $28.99 to start.
Was it changed now?
That's what I think I saw this morning was $28.99 with the AMS. It was on my, you know, if I was going to buy a built printer, that was going to be it. It has gone from that to I ain't buying that ever.
Yeah, I think I'm tired of winning already.
Yeah, I don't like to get into politics too much with people.
Yeah,
but this is basic economics.
Right. I forgot to pull the little rubber feet off of this thing, so I noticed it was sitting on there weird on this fan, so I'm taking those off. But yeah, I'm with you, man. super like to get into it either, but in this hobby, it affects us more proportionately than maybe some others.
Yeah. And also the livelihood of, you know, a lot of people that, you know, like the vendors and everything else. Like, they're American companies, but they're getting hammered and their livelihood's getting threatened, you know?
Yeah, I saw that West 3D was actually going to absorb some of that cost initially until things kind of settle down. So good for them for being team players and whatever. But I saw that Filament, I'm sorry, Fusion Filament is not going to do that. So they're going to pass it on.
So I think what Dan was saying was that anything that's in inventory now, he's going to sell it as priced as, you know, he bought it, but anything as he reorders stuff. I went ahead and ordered. So anything that is used on my printers that I do not have a backup unopened roll of, I went ahead and ordered a spool of last night. I like to have one spool that I'm using for mods and stuff and always have an extra backup. And printing all this stuff for Box Turtle and stuff like that. I got the enclosure coming, which, man, Fabrico and West 3D both said that they were going to just absorb that for the pre-orders. And I guarantee you they lose money on every single one of them.
Oh, I'm sure.
And that's before they pay for manpower to package and ship the things and shipping and all that. Just in the door losing money on every single one of them.
Yep.
And last I saw, I think both of them still had them up for pre-order at that price. Like, you could still pre-order them at that price. And that floored me. So we've got some really great people running some of these companies, and I hate to see that, you know, what it's gonna do to some of them. Hopefully it doesn't last. Hopefully, you know, things mellow out and calm down and cooler heads prevail.
I think we're up to like 124% now.
145.
45. Okay. Missed one.
That's the last I saw. It could have changed.
So, like,
I need to reprint the ducts
for
be this
double
thing.
and a half.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. I need to get ducts printed for this. I forgot the ant cutter portion of this. I'm gonna have to print the ducts in white, so I reversed the center body because the Delos or Dolos material. Jack, I hope you're right. I think everybody hopes that you're right. Jack said, hopefully America will be better off in the end. And I think
Zach said what? I missed it.
Jack said, hopefully America will be better off in the end. He said, I hope he's right.
I guess we'll have to figure it out.
Yep. Time will tell.
Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is it wants you to put a M3 by 35 through the back of this thing to sort of hold the wedge that keeps the belt installed into the tool head. But the 35 seemed a little bit short, so I put a 40 through there and was able to pull that wedge in a little more, and I'm hoping I can grab now. But that's why I'm screwing around with this same step over and over again.
Yeah, I'm going to see if there's any, what the latest for this leaf cutter is. Looks like it was last updated 2 months ago. Blade holder and cutting arm. Ducks.
So I'm thinking that leaf cutter is something like the enraged rabbit feeder, right?
The leaf cutter? No, the leaf cutter is the tool head filament cutter for the ant head.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the other one that Armored Turtle put out.
Oh, Filamatrix. Oh, you're talking about the Happy Turtle lettuce feeder.
Yes, that.
So
there's so many, I get confused.
Yeah. So I was going to build one. I'm like, I got all these parts.
Yeah.
I'm missing a couple bearings. I'm missing a couple micro switches because I just used a crap ton of them building the ERCF beta.
Mm-hmm.
And I used my rabbit burrow board for the Night Owl. So all I have is the original version of the Easy board. Okay. But I've ordered some PCBs that you put together with a Raspberry Pi Pico to give you all your pins that you need for everything else for either another box turtle or for the lettuce feeder. So that'll be coming eventually, hopefully, God willing.
So how many of these filament swapping systems do you have?
So currently running, I have a 6-lane ERCF V2. I've had that running for over a year. That's on my switch wire. I've got the box turtle running on the Trident. I've got an ERCF beta that's going to go onto a new switch wire, which I still need to I was trying to get a hold of Dan. Well, I got the rails I needed.
Okay.
But I'm wondering if for the Y, if the extra couple dollars for the Berserker rail over the West 3D rail, if I'd see much benefit in it. So I was trying to ask him that and maybe switch out the one for the Y for that. And then we got the Night Owl that'll go on the Micron. I'm not putting anything on the 2.4 yet because I was going last year. I started going down the path of doing a stealth changer, just 3 tool heads though.
Yeah.
But some health stuff happened and I couldn't. It was 6 months that I wasn't working on printers. Rob C. Chinese factories are already shutting down. See, I mean, it's unfortunate for everybody. Like, and it's not just China and America. It's unfortunate for the entire world.
Oh, you can hear that on stream.
What's that?
I said, I'm sorry if you can hear that squeaking on stream.
Oh, you're good.
Tight heat set here.
You look like you're using the same wrench as I do.
Yeah, these here.
Bondus ball-in wrenches.
Oh yeah, but I needed a not ball end.
Yeah, I've tried to order those so many times, and every time I think about it to put them in a cart, nobody has them. So I have these Eklund ones from Amazon, and they're junk. Absolute junk.
I don't remember where I got these exactly. I think I probably ordered them AliExpress. But LVO has some version now.
Yeah, they're titanium nitride drivers. I had the same thing from Team and Teggy back when I did RC cars, but I broke off the tip to the 1.5 millimeter, trying to get a roll-in nut out. And these are a mix of standard and metric, so I don't know what all I have here.
Yeah, this one is cheapo. Works great. It's my second set. First one I used a lot of, and I just felt like they were getting beat up and rounded off, so I replaced them. And then LDO came out with their version, and so I got their version of the shorties.
Yeah, I think they're probably the same thing, just white label.
They are.
Oh, what was I doing? What was I doing?
You were telling me your favorite filament swapper out of
Oh,
it that you have.
I mean, it's kind of an unfair comparison. I've got like over 10,000 swaps on the ERCF since the last time I had a failure.
Yeah.
So there's that. The box turtle, I just ran hundreds of swaps last weekend, testing that new lane out, that new hub out. So I mean, it's running great too.
But which one was the most painful to set up?
Oh, which one was the most painful to set up?
Yeah.
I fought the ERCF for like 2 months, but
Yeah.
I was also fighting other issues.
Uh-huh.
So I was fighting MCU disconnect errors. Took me a while to track down what was actually causing that and get that fixed. So when you're fighting those issues, and then I was fighting heat creep in the Dragon high flow hot end. I switched. I actually got that running fine for like 2,000 swaps, and then changed it out to Revo high flow.
Nice.
West 3D had them on sale for something, and I thought it was just a standard Revo hot end. I get it in, and it's the high flow version. I'm like, all right. Now I'm even happier with that price.
A couple of those.
Yeah, I've got a Revo in the V0 as well. It's not a high flow though, but.
Yo, Happy, we got panels, man. Thanks for these. I got these giant panels for this giant printer. So thanks to you.
Yeah, I can't imagine what panels cost for that. Did you not buy the kit from RatRig?
I did. They don't come with panels.
They don't? What?
They say it's too heavy and you can source panels anywhere in your country to make it more cost efficient. And so that's the route they take. It does not come with panels.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
If they say so.
Happy can hook you up.
I got smoked acrylic panels for this Micron. That's one thing. I only had one daylight on a matchstick left. I had 3 of them. 2 of them went into the V0. And one daylight on a matchstick is not enough to get through 2 smoked acrylic panels. Efficiently, anyway.
Yeah. I don't think I've used smoking anything on mine. Just realized I put this fan in backwards. Yeah, we went back and forth, Happy and I went back and forth quite a bit about what we wanted to do for this machine based on the caliber that it is or supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to get too fancy on the panels. So we just went with, Happy, remind me, is it just polycarbonate, right? He said it's the biggest box yet. And that's true. Up to now, this is the biggest one. So
Polycarbonate.
there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 panels in it. Yeah, he said PC and ACM. Where do you normally get your panels from?
So I have no idea who made the panels that are on my switch wire currently. I got those from a guy on the Discord channel, but they're custom panels. They're not the standard switch wire panel. I don't know where he got them from. But the panels that I had on the switch wire before it was rebuilt that'll go onto the second switch wire came from printed solid. And then the 2.4 just has the acrylic panels that came with it from FormBot. The V0 has the LDO panels on it. And the Trident has a mix of LDO panels and FormBot panels. And then the Dumicron has the panels from DFH.
And that's all your machines, yeah?
Yeah, all the ones with panels on it.
How many do you have?
So I currently have 6 FDM printers and 1 resin printer.
Okay.
I gave my Ender 3 to my son. And then, like I said, I'm going to build that other switch wire. So I have more printers than I need.
Oh, don't we all?
Not as many as I want, though.
Well, don't we all? So, for real, do you actually use them all?
Yeah, there's a lot of times that all of them are running at once.
I don't know.
But then there'll be months on end when there's nothing printed on any of them.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that my garage circuit breakers could handle all of them running at the same time.
Yeah, so I've got a bunch of 30 amp 220 lines, but unfortunately there's no neutral. It's just the 2 hots and the ground. But I have 3 more circuits of that, so I'm half tempted to do something with it. If it had a neutral in there, then I could, you know, split it off in the 2 110 lines. But by the time I run that, I might as well just run a sub panel out here and put a sub panel out here.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Because I'd like to have a 50 amp circuit available to run a welder at some point.
Yeah, so I had to reset up the H2D over there. Ran out of... So that's the one thing I don't like. I'll talk about that real quick. So on the H2D, it has the 2 hot ends, you know?
Yeah.
And so one is for AMS, one is for external. If you slice for AMS, it won't allow you to select external. So if I change my mind and want to use the external color in the AMS and I just move the filament over, it won't take it. So it won't print like that. It has to be how you set it up and how you sliced it.
Really?
Yeah. So I had to swap from an external color, put it in the AMS because that's how I sliced it. I wish it was smart enough, but it's just not there.
Yeah.
Looking for some end stops right now.
I'm curious about it because it does open up some possibilities that I don't have available currently with the printers that I have.
Like what?
Support material or printing different materials.
Sure.
I said I was going to do that stealth changer, but at the time, looking at some of the parts and stuff, it just... I had my doubts as to how reliable that would be. So I was working with JLC PCB to see about doing the tap changer parts in aluminum, but they didn't offer aluminum SLM at the time.
Mm-hmm.
They only offered stainless. I don't know if they do now or not. So, and then I got kind of hit with some health issues, and I just never went back to it. But the looks like they've drastically redesigned the carriage since I was looking at it, and there's some readily available stuff, and looks like LDO is going to be putting out a carriage for it, and I think Big Tree Tech or somebody is.
Yeah, I saw Fistech had it.
So that's awesome. That'll really help the repeatability of it.
Yeah, I dropped that in, stopped, and the screw went flying.
Oof.
Nope, no idea where it went. Usually I can hear it, or at least see it where it goes. I didn't see it at all. But I did notice that RatRig took the time to make some really nice little changes here. So on the back of their end stops, they actually put their logo. You'll never see that. But that attention to detail is kind of cool.
Oh, neat. Now, what size is that RatRig? Did you go all out with like a 500 or?
I wish I did. It wouldn't fit on this bench right now. It's a 300. The hobbyist in me wanted the 500, but the realist in me said, what the hell am I going to do with that? Like, I have no print that I would want to do on a 500.
Yeah.
And I don't have a workspace to put it. And I knew I was moving too. So we just moved out to California. So driving out here with all this stuff and trying to get a 500, that would be a hell of a lot. This is why we have spare screws. Let's see if I can do this one backwards and upside down. There we go. But I think even a 300, it's still pretty heavy. I can imagine what it would be if it were 500 with all that aluminum. That would be beastly.
Yeah. There's a couple people that have them that I talked to.
Yeah, I saw Amandic really do one. I think that's what mostly turned me off. Not because it's him, but seeing that machine in real life compared to an actual human, you kind of forget about the scale.
The number of times that I've printed something that wasn't going to fit on my 350 2.4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's probably like once or twice, yeah? Or do you do that often?
No, it's probably like once or twice.
Yeah. That's a huge investment for like a one-time need. I think I would just hire it out. That's what I've decided on.
Yeah. What did the what size did you say yours was? Sorry.
No, it's a 300.
The 300. Now, What is the 300 non-IDEX version run?
It's the same thing, just one less tool head.
It's the same price whether you buy an IDEX or you don't buy an
you
IDEX?
said price. I missed that part. I don't know off the top of my head, but if we go over to this place, so a RatRig V-Core 4 kit right now with 300 millimeter ABS standard is $17.49. If you get the IDEX, $23.48. So it's roughly a $600 difference.
Yeah. For a tool head. What are they?
Yeah, so you get the tool head, the parts with that, the electronics with that, and then $100 hot end, because I believe it comes with a Rapido 2.
Okay.
Yeah, the ultra high flow version. And then you get the tool headboard, and then all the wiring. There's some extra, you get an extra carriage. There's more belts that come with that. And plus you have to add on the hybrid upgrade. Yeah, so if you don't have the hybrid upgrade, you can't do the IDEX. Well, we have these fancy fans we'll put on there. So there's some sun and fans. And there's another one.
Oh,
and then I think I'm gonna swap over to build a couple of extruders because I need to update one of them to the Orbiter 2.5. Just trying to find my fan here.
I've got the Orbiter 2.5 in this Micron, and now I passed up on getting the filament sensor thing for it, and now I've got to go out and buy the stupid thing.
Yeah, I got one as a kit with the filament sensor like that. And then I had a 2.0 for this project because that's how it was launched. And so I had to get the upgrade kit. And then when I went IDEX, they had the 2.5 on the horizon. So I just waited for that.
Yeah.
And ordered it together.
Yeah. I have to have the filament sensor because I need a filament sensor for running the night owl.
Ah.
But everybody's always out of stock on the stupid things. What is going on with you? There we go.
Yeah, so we're just adding some hot end fans here. What side?
It is getting toasty out here.
Oh, for you too?
No, for the garage.
Yeah, same.
It's getting hot. Turn off that heater and turn off my infrared heater. This thing is baking me. Uh-oh. It's got a panel.
Yeah, where are you at in the country? Like what state?
Ohio. Okay.
So you guys are probably still cool up there.
Yeah, my watch says it's 52 outside.
We are not that cool. It is hot as balls out here. It's supposed to be like 93 today. So it's already heating up the garage. I think I got about another hour in me.
I got a AC unit out here too for during the summer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, one of those portable ones.
I need to get one.
I'd like to put a mini split out here, but I need to finish the ceiling and insulating stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think honestly I like the design of the RatRig. This is the second one I built. The first one was a Minion. And that project's kind of reached its end of development. And so it's a little bit different than this V-Core 4.
Yeah.
But the styling is similar. And it's just, I think, nice to build something other than a Voron right now. I've already got 4, 5, 6 of those.
I'd like to try my hand at building something else.
Yeah.
I just don't know what.
For me, it comes down to time and money.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do you think got you into this hobby?
Oh, that's simple. So I was curious about it. I don't know, 15 years ago when it was like all over the news and everything. That, you know, you were going to be, you weren't, it was going to be the end of buying stuff. You're just going to buy a file and push print, and boom, you have your new spatula you needed or whatever it was.
Hey,
I was intrigued by it back then, but clearly it did not pan out that way. But then my son, a couple of years ago, I guess it was probably like 5 years ago now, got one of those monoprice mini things.
Okay.
And he was printing little tchotchke things. I'm like, oh, all right, well, this is not at all what I thought it was going to end up being when he showed it to me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 years ago, he's like, you need to get a 3D printer, Micro Center, because he was here. He would come for the summers because he lives with his mom in Jersey the rest of the year. He's like, Micro Center has the Ender 3s for $100. So he sold me on it, and I went down and bought one. And 3 weeks later, I was building that 2.4. And just didn't look back after that.
So is this pretty recent for you?
Let's see, what is this? 25. So 24, I built the Trident and the 20. And at the end of 24, I built the Micron. At the end of 23, I built the Trident and the V0. So September of 2022.
Okay.
When did you get into it?
A little bit earlier than that. Happy says his next one he's gonna do is self-design, like a poor man's Pantheon.
Nice.
I just would love a poor man's Pantheon because the rich man's Pantheon is not gonna happen. But no, I got into it in like early, or actually late 2019.
Okay.
I was looking for something to do for a hobby, and my wife was really on me about doing something else. So I was looking around, and 3D printing seemed cool. You get to build stuff. And so I got an Ender 3, started with that. Pretty much 2 months later, started modifying it. And then that didn't really scratch the itch, so I expanded out into modifying Ender 5s. And then LDO came with their very first V2.4 kit. So I picked one of those up. So a Rev A, my green V2 over there is a Rev A. Built that, then picked up a Trident, and then they just multiplied from there. Went into more custom niche type builds, which are very fun for me. Yeah, and that's kind of what I've been doing for like 5.5 years.
Nice. So how many machines do you have for right now?
Oh, I talk about this a lot. I get asked that question a lot, and I always forget the number. But let's count it out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and the RatRig I'm building.
That's not enough, sir.
Hey, my wife would argue with me on that one.
Yeah, mine too.
No, but I think I get a little crazy, and I'm trying to slim down a little bit, honestly.
So now you gave me a total. Now you got to give me what each one of those machines are. We know we got the H2D in the RatRig.
Yep.
So there's an H2D. 2.4.
There's a RatRig, 2.4, and then I have a custom 2.4 that has a 3030 frame, and that project is called Vivo. My buddy Booty, if he's still in the chat, he's the designer for that one. You can find it on printables, but it basically converts a Hevo over to like a Hypercube Evolution over to a V2. So built that. There's a switch wire. There's a Second SK Cube. There's an X1 Carbon. There's an Elgu Centauri Carbon. There's an FL Sun S1. There's a Prusa Mark III. There's an LH Stinger. There's an Ender 6, Micron, Zerabo ZLC. I still have my original Ender 3. There's a BQBX, RatRig V-Minion, and a V0. Oh, I'm sorry, and there's one hidden. There's a Mini V over there too, so I guess I'm at 23.
Nice. No resin printers and all of that.
I had 2 when I moved here. I gave them to my buddy because I got out of resin like 2.5 years ago. It really wasn't for me.
Yeah, I don't do much with it, but when you need something printed in resin, it's nice to have.
I think if I were printing more model, like display type stuff, I'd be on board. That's not really my jam. I don't like painting and finishing.
I don't think I've ever printed anything for myself on it. But
yeah,
I've printed stuff for things that people have ordered. I got this floating around still, I guess. I still need to paint it. I printed this to give to my brother, but it's a Harley Quinn.
Oh, that's cool.
Inappropriately dressed, but Harley Quinn.
Yeah, the only resin print I still even have is this one here. I've got this guy that I printed on my Anycubic Mono X. And I sort of finished it.
Still a nice looking print.
Yeah, that's the only thing I've ever really liked. And so this is really the only one I've ever kept. Well, yeah, kind of went into the FDM world and stayed there. Resin is hard work. Hey, what's up, Zims? Yeah, we did meet discussing the Evo. Actually, Boothie, I'll correct you a little bit here. We met discussing your Ender 5 to Core XY conversion.
Where's my pliers at? Am I staring at these things? Ooh. Yes, I was staring at them the whole time.
So I have 1 beacon and 2 tool heads. I'm not sure which one to put this on. Does it matter? The picture
DL PDF. Have a good day.
Yeah, so T0 is where we're going to put it. T0, thanks, Zims. The left one. Yeah, I should really read the titles of the photos. I just go off the photos and try to match it up. But that doesn't make sense. And it did come with a beacon H, which means if we choose, we can run beacon touch. Or to actually go down and sort of do like tap does, where it touches the bed to get your offsets. Or we can just use the eddy scanner.
So how exactly does that work?
Which one?
The touch thing. What is it sensing?
I don't.
Is it an
I'm
accelerometer
not that
thing?
smart to really understand the logic behind it, but from what I think I know, it uses sort of like an ADXL type thing, and it can tell when it touches because the distance to the bed stops closing, and so it knows within an instant, pretty much, that it's touching the bed. That's about the best. Yeah, so Boothie says it's the magnetic currents, and that's true if I use the eddy sensor. I think if the magnetic field doesn't change as it moves down, because that's what it uses to assume that it's touching the bed. I'm not super smart on how that works, though.
All right, that was my assumption too. So
yeah,
I picked up. So I traded the black micron frame that was in here for a cartographer.
Thought about it.
But that's going to go in the Trident. But there's an issue with the N20 motors, I guess, causing feedback in the CAN system, causing issues with the cartographer. So you got to run it as USB. So I ordered one of those cables that have 6 wires in it rather than 4, so you can use 2 for your 24 volt, 2 for CAN signal, and 2 for USB signal to it.
Yeah. I'm running cartographer on my Trident, and I'm using CAN.
Yeah, so the issue comes from the N20 motors that are in the box turn. It's not a CAN specific thing. It's just the way when it's free spooling, those motors are generating back EMF current. And it's causing issues. I guess they're trying to figure it out, but that's what I understand of it.
Yeah, I had not heard that yet.
I just ran across it by accident. I'm like, I'm glad I ran into this before I put this in there and damaged something.
So what is the MCU on your cartographer?
It's the MCU on it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Good Lord, it's tiny.
I'm laughing at myself because the orbiters look pretty much the same. The only difference is on the 2.5. It's got the hole in the middle. That's the only way you can tell. Like everything else is the same.
What's different about them?
This one here has a hole in it.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're the same part.
Let's see if I
Now
can
we
read
gotta
this
figure
with
out how
this
to build
magnifying glass.
Say it again.
FD42GB. I don't know, it's a whole bunch of numbers. 224. It's the last 3 digits of it.
224.
Yeah. On the
So
MCU.
you're seeing MCU disconnects?
Oh no, I haven't even installed it yet.
Oh. Yeah, because I installed mine. Things seem to work fine.
On a box with the box turtle?
Yeah, we had the box turtle talking to the printer.
Mm-hmm.
My problem was I had to rebuild the feeders because I had put weird parts in there. Don't ask.
What do you mean weird parts?
so Boothie and I were working together to kind of put his custom feeders that are a little bit differently designed onto a box turtle. And I didn't realize that I had mixed and matched parts. And so it was binding and wasn't allowed to move. So I had to reprint new parts, reassemble everything, and I just didn't get back to it yet.
Okay.
That's what I mean when I say weird parts. But also it was kind of a self-source. So some of the parts were outdated. Spent, I think, a day reprinting everything because it was just wrong.
Yeah.
It had been updated.
I'm absolutely not making very much progress today. Not making progress, not paying attention to the chat. What do we got here? Red light. Hello.
So what are you running for a Linux computer? Are you doing a Raspberry Pi 2? What are you doing?
Oh, on the Trident?
Yeah.
The Trident has a Pi 4B in it.
Okay, so it's not Pi power dependent.
Yeah, I've got 2 printers running on Big Tree Tech stuff. This Micron's on a CB1, and the Creality's on one of the Pi 1.2 boards.
Yeah, so it can't be that. I'm just curious, trying to help you figure out why they're saying you need to do something else.
Yeah, like I said, all I know is what I saw posted, that the N20 respooler motors, when the filament's free spinning, beating, causing dirty power on the can lines, causing issues.
Got it. Yeah, I'm just trying to disassemble this injection molded orbiter with no instructions. It's kind of cool. It just comes with different gear sets between the 2 and the 2.5. This is probably completely unnecessary. I don't know that I'm going to gain anything by doing this, but we have the parts.
It's just hardened RNC coating, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So you can see that in the gear set here. The darker one is the RNC coating, and it has a little bit different gear pattern, or sorry, tooth pattern.
Okay.
The filament, and the shiny one is the normal one. It comes with extra standoffs and stuff. I don't even know what I need those for. Trying to get this bearing out of here. It may live here forever if I don't get it out. Right? I assume that they gave me a different bearings because it was slightly different tolerance on the planetary gear set.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know that to be true. I'm just doing what I think I need to do. Did it come with shims? It did have shims. Zimc's asking. I'm sorry, man. I keep saying Zimz. Is it Zims? Is it all one word? Yeah, the gears are improved. We'll see. Just trying to figure out how to get the bearing out of there. There it goes. Brute force.
If at first you don't succeed, grab a bigger hammer.
Exactly. It said Zims. Got it. I will probably still say it wrong, so I apologize. All right. All new things back together. Yeah, the upgrade process is not too bad.
Oh, was this built as a regular RatRig and you're just adding a second tool head?
No, so I bought the kit as a hybrid. So
Okay.
it came with 2 extra Y motors to assist in moving that gantry in Y. Kind of compensate for the speed, right?
Okay.
And then a couple of months afterwards, RatRig released their IDEX upgrade. So when you buy the original kit, the tool head, the X-axis, actually, the X-axis linear rail will come with 2 carriages on it.
Uh-huh.
And so the idea is you take one off and store it. Hopefully you don't lose it. But
right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how it comes from the factory. All right, we're almost back together here. So I'm mad though because I ordered the 2.5 already assembled. So the other one that we had, this one here, is already done. But I ordered it with the filament sensor, and it didn't come installed, so we have to put those on too. I assume that that was all together. And then I got these 2 spacers for some reason. I don't know what those go to. But it came with the orbiter. So Zims, you asked me about shims. These are the shims it came with. What do I do with these? Do I put those in? It's probably best if we look at the instructions. The shims are if you don't have good filament alignment. Shim the shaft because you can adjust the 2.5 like you do the 2. The instructions will say to use 2 to 3. Okay, it gave me 3. So I don't have to do it, only if things don't work. So we're gonna try first. You need this pin.
Oh, this is gonna piss me off.
What's that?
This screw is too far up.
What part are you working on right now?
Putting the white doom extrusions on here.
Yeah, we're almost done with this orbiter. It's probably not the proper use of my metal ruler, but I'm using it as a screwdriver to put the filament guide in and out. Just trying to make sure we don't put it in too far so that it touches anything. Cool. Now let's grease her up. And I'm thinking, based on how this is installed on the machine, that the pigtail needs to come out the top. Purely a guess, so I don't remember anything in the instructions to tell me which way that goes. That is wrong. We can flip it easily. Just make sure it turns. Yep.
Now, if I can remember which extrusion goes where for these two back ones.
It's always important.
Yeah, so this one's got power that goes up. So how does this get oriented?
Oh, I see you decided to change shirts anyway.
Yeah, I got told that I wasn't allowed to go to a kindergarten birthday party with the other one on.
Oh, man.
Okay, so I need the non 24 volt line. Yeah, my 13-year-old daughter yelled at me. We were getting ready to leave the house. Then the wife told me to go change.
Well, that just means you're doing it right.
All right.
Come on, baby, you can do it.
We got one wire that needs to come out.
Just trying to get all the gears lined up so I can get the motor in there. Here we go. What? BBL? Was that a bamboo laugh? Or are you talking about something else?
Hey, Terry, how are you?
Hey, Terry.
Yeah, it's over in my stream. He is the gentleman that originally did the CAD work on the Box Turtle Hub.
Nice. Yeah, it's a super helpful community over there.
Yeah. Hey, Terry, I did have to make one minor change to that. I had to go in the hole for where the filament sensor switch is. I had to make that 2.7 millimeters. It was 3, so it wasn't grabbing the 3 millimeter screws very well.
Hey, Steve. Thanks for coming in, buddy. We're streaming early today, or this week, because I'm going out of town tomorrow. So if we don't stream today, it won't happen. But just putting the final touches on the orbiters. We took one of them up to a 2.5, and then we're doing some smart sensors. And those will go on the RatRig.
How are you doing, Steve?
Yeah, we got Projects in Dad's Garage as co-host today. His idea, not mine. He's smarter than me.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, let's go on there.
Terry, yeah, that hub's working great. Mine's still the original one that I printed of yours. Just some other people were having issues with that screw, so I went in and modified that. I'm super proud of myself because a week ago I would not have been able to do that in Fusion.
Steve just cleaning up. That's what I usually do on my Saturdays too. So we'll catch the CA stream and then clean up as we go. Prep for usually streaming on Sundays. Just not in the cards this week. My flight out of LA is at 7:30 in the morning. Gross. I think it's only 5 weeks to remurf. So I'll probably see you there. Yeah, the hardware they give you for this filament sensor, Projects in Dad's Garage, they give you the screws that are super long. I think that's intended so that you can mount standoffs on here. The original ones wouldn't even make it all the way through the smart filament sensor, so they give you longer ones, but they're probably a little bit too long if you just plan to run it as is without the smart sensor.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. They screw through and onto standoff. Like, I've got Vitaly's EBB 36 mount, and then those screws just screw into that.
Yeah, it come with these 2 standoffs here. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
if you're not running that EBB, You probably don't need them to be this long. You can swap them out for some little
Oh,
shorter.
yeah. I got you now. I got you.
Oh, but you know what I did? I forgot to put the ball in there.
Oops.
Oops.
I've done that many
Get your
times.
reps in.
Think
You don't
anybody
get forearms like this if you don't take things apart several times. Why am I doing it the hard way? I have this wow stick right here. I'm so terrible at remembering to do that.
RJ Repo Man 1, thanks for this. Terry, you getting ready for your tap changer build?
Somebody's building a tap changer?
Yeah, Terry is building a tap changer. So he's getting ready for it, cleaning up his shop and getting ready for the build.
That's cool. I'd like to do one soon. Oh, there's already a ball in there. So why did it... Is that just an extra? I took that apart for no reason.
And like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with my 2.4. It's in need of a rebuild soon. I think the only thing that's keeping it alive is the fact that I don't push that printer at all. Like, I just let it print nice and slow and give me nice high quality parts. I don't think I've done a modification to it in 2 years.
That's not a bad thing.
But I really want the gantry that is on the R1 Micron for the 2.4. I'm just holding out for the next revision. Waiting for Steve and RCF to give me something to do with my 2.4.
Yeah.
Kegel, how's it going over there, sir?
Kegel in the house.
Yeah, Terry, it's not a huge deal. I changed it and pushed the change out to the printables, and honestly, I don't think it would ever cause an issue unless you're in California and you deal with a lot of earthquakes. Maybe shake that screw out somehow, but other than that,
I'm in California.
I know.
I've never had a screw shake loose. We live in the land of sonic booms, though. We get like 3 or 4 of those every day.
Oh, yeah. So where I lived in Jersey, Pomona Air Force Base.
Yeah.
As soon as they'd get out over the bay, they'd be over in unrestricted flight and just boom, boom.
It's fun, man.
Yeah. Oh, man. I tell you what, scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. So the local municipal airport used to be an Air Force base back in World War II.
Okay.
It was some sort of deal how we got an little Air Force base in our little town was some deal between some politicians that knew each other. But they have a really cool air show every year. You know, Blue Angels show up, the Snowbirds show up. Well, one year I'm coming home and like a day or so before the air show, and it's pitch black. Like it's a moonless night. Ride my bike down this road with no street lights back from my buddy's house. You know, woods all around, and all of a sudden this black thing just comes hovering over top of me and scared the crap out of me. Like, so silent, you couldn't hear the thing, but it was just above the tree line because the airport's, you know, a couple blocks away. Mm-hmm. It was a B-2 stealth bomber.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord, that scared the crap out of me.
We had one of those flying around out here 2 days ago.
Did you?
Yeah, we get to see it quite often.
Now, my neighbor of mine, he used to be in CIA, and he worked on the SR-71 Blackbird project.
Yeah.
So he had got to fly in that, took off from Florida and landed in Nevada, and landed 2 hours before he took off.
Yep. Fastest airplane in the world ever.
Yeah.
We got one of those here too. It's out on a stick.
He was retired, but 9/11 happened. He got called out to Pomona Air Force Base because they had to have a certain level of CIA officer present to authorize stuff or something. I don't remember. But
even if you did know,
he got called out of retirement and had to drive out to Pomona, where they launched the fighters for the plane out there over Somerset, Pennsylvania. 3D Medic Vince, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you.
Yeah, good shit. All right, we got 2 orbiters assembled now. We can put these on the tool heads.
There's not many of you hanging out here, but in case you missed it, we're streaming with Keela Prince. He's streaming the same thing over to his channel. We're going to stream at the same time today, so I figured we'd do it together. Thought it might be fun.
Yeah.
So if you haven't subscribed to his channel, head over and subscribe to him. Drop a like on his video.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Every like helps.
It does. For those that don't know, I think I've gone over this on my stream a couple times. I know I've gone over this on my stream a couple times. But all the watch time during these live streams don't count for us. So it's only watches after the fact that actually count. And the likes that we get on the videos during the live streams has a huge determination on how much YouTube pushes these videos out to people after the fact. And after the fact, that watch time counts for us. So every like really goes a long way towards helping us out and pushing our content out to some new people.
Yeah, for sure. I just noticed something else dumb. I don't know that these orbiters were fit on here right.
I just noticed that you had a like and subscribe to Projects and Dad's Garage banner rolling across the bottom of your screen. I appreciate that. I have no idea how to do that.
It's a setting in the studio there. On your StreamYard studio, if you go under banners, you can add that at the bottom.
See? I told you I would not say I was smarter than you.
I just found it by accident. After we synced earlier today, I was playing around looking at some other stuff. It's like, oh, that's neat. I wonder what that does.
Oh, yeah, I did not have a chance to play around with anything.
Yeah,
I
so
got immediately called to
running into a little bit of an issue.
The honeydew.
Yeah, I'm going to do that immediately after. I still have to pack a bag. So I got about another half hour, and I'm going to jump out of here. Yeah, so when I put these filament runout sensors on top of the orbiters, they stick out just enough that it hits the end stops on the tool head.
What is it now?
The filament sensors on top of the orbiters, they make the rear, this mounting ear, I can get in frame right there. This mounting ear gets bigger where the screw's sticking out.
Yeah.
And because it's thicker right there, it hits the end stop.
Yeah, and you can't do sensorless homing on those. Not if you want any sort of repeatability.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try it with IDEX.
All right, I think the banner's running across mine.
What's that?
I set up the same banner on mine.
Oh, nice. I need to probably put smaller screws in here. But if I do that, I'm not going to be able to do standoffs. So it came with these threaded spacers here. But it only came with 2, unless I got 2 more somewhere else, I don't know.
What kind of tool head are you running on these?
It's the standard one. It's just the hot end is different. The hot end's a tube. So everything else is the same.
So are you running the LDO orbiter board for it?
Yeah, I can show you here.
I know they have a specific board.
It's one of these. It's an EBB 42.
A 42?
And that's what they send in the kit.
42's for the square motors. That's not going to fit.
It is, but it'll fit on here because they have these mounts. They come with these mounts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is not only your strain relief, but you have a 1mm steel wire that acts as a support, and it'll accept the square motor.
Nice. Yeah, I use the retractable keychain lanyards.
Yeah.
I've got one of those attached to all the printers with CAN bus. Well, not all of them. The 2.4 and the Trident. I've got one of those attached in the front center. And then that goes around my my CAN bus wire, and that keeps it up out of the way and keeps it from getting tangled and stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't an issue for almost a year on the Trident, but then I don't know. Just after repeated use, it kind of needed it.
Thanks for the sub, Marcus. And Rob's talking about the SR-71. I think we picked his catnip. He said to get the speed record with a flame out on one engine. And he has lots of pictures of that plane.
Yeah. So I live a little less than 2 hours from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and the National Air Museum.
Yep.
And I try to get out to that at least once a year. They've got an SR-71. They've got a B-2. They've got the F-117 stealth fighter out there.
Yep.
They got a lot of cool stuff out there.
Yeah, I got to go out there last year in April.
Did you?
Yeah, and that was my first time going. It is amazing. I was there for, I think, 4 hours. And they shut down the museum because they were closing. I didn't get to see everything in 4 hours. There's that much to do and see.
Oh, yeah. I've been several times for the entire day. If you were there last year in April, we might have been there at the same time. If it was like the week after Easter.
Got it.
But, because I can't remember what day, but we went out there while my son was here for spring break. And but yeah, I've been through there several times, and every time I'm through there I see something new. I'd like to make it out there a little bit more just by myself. With the girls, they get kind of bored, but I'd like to do, like, they have people that walk through the different hangars and stuff and give you tours and give you information on the different planes and stuff like that. And man, you could probably spend a week in there going through those tours and stuff. If aviation is your thing, that's a pretty awesome place.
Yeah, for us, we kind of have that here. I'm out at Edwards, and we have our own like flight history museum here. And so all of those planes that you were just talking about, we have them here, and we could see them whenever we want.
3D Medic Vince, you're in Cincinnati area. You're not too far from me then. I'm just north of Columbus.
Yeah, Cincinnati's pretty close.
We're trying to get together all of the people in the kind of Ohio Valley, Indiana, Western Pennsylvania, Southern Michigan area, and do some hangouts and stuff. I'll try to find you on one of the Discords and shoot you an invite to the hangout chat.
So that
if
whole
you're
area,
interested.
What would you guys call yourselves? Like, you know, how you have
Midwest.
Southerners, Northerners, Texans. What would you guys be?
Well, I don't know.
I thought maybe there was a name.
We're just from the Midwest.
Midwesterners?
The Rust Belt.
Rust Belters?
It's Ohio.
Yeah,
we're the
auctions. And it
we're
looks
like
the screw on this side needs to be short, and you only do the threaded insert on one side.
Oh, for your
yeah,
tool board backing thing.
Yeah. So that's different.
A lot of people say that Ohio is the northern tiny Texas.
Why is that?
Just kind of the way people are.
Okay.
I guess it's kind of a fair assessment. I know a lot of people from Texas.
Well, if you can't be honest with yourself.
It's a pretty decent comparison, I guess. But I didn't move out to Ohio until I was 26.
Okay.
The museum
Where'd
at
you live before
Robbins
that?
Air Force Base is so big you'll spend all day and can't see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you at before you're in Ohio now?
Oh, South Jersey.
Okay.
I was about
Gross.
30 minutes from Atlantic City, 30 minutes from Cape May, and about 10, 15 minutes from the Bay.
All right.
So I was saying about the fighters getting out over in unrestricted airspace.
Yeah, Rob says if you go to Robbins Air Force Base, I think that's in Georgia, it's the same kind of deal. You can spend all day there and not see everything.
I unfortunately will not be making a trip through Georgia this year. Normally I go down to Florida every year for vacation.
Uh-huh.
And that wasn't in the cards this year. Money did not allow.
I have no desire to go to Georgia.
What Georgia? Well, parts of Georgia. I really hate Macon. Yes.
That's where my buddy's from originally, is Macon.
I've just had really bad experiences every time I've stayed there.
Yeah.
Just rude people, man.
Huh.
Kiloprints. I'm streaming with Kiloprints.
What's that?
My daughter's out here asking me some questions.
Oh, okay. Hi, daughter.
Keela said hi.
Oh, tell him. I don't know if it's a permit, but tell him I said hi.
Okay, my daughter said hi.
Don't want to be too offensive nowadays. Oh, I remember. Can I have black? Actually, I don't need any money. I need you to buy me.
What's that?
I need you to buy me some photos.
Yeah, on these green parts here, it's got M3 by 35s going through. So it drops in here and goes all the way through out the bottom and into the tool head.
Because
The
I
hole
was gonna print
here
them out
is
myself,
on that one standoff we had on the
but
orbiter, and that's what
I can't
stabilizes
get the
everything.
measurements quite right
You'll mount your
to fit like
EBV-42 on that side.
6 of them on a
Now, what
paper.
I'm really worried about
Size
is
paper.
pushing that
We will
M335
talk about
all the
photo
way through
paper
here.
later.
I don't know
I
that the
just bought you a whole
tolerances
bunch
on the
of
hole
LED
are
stuff this morning.
perfect. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, some parts of these more exotic builds get pretty interesting pretty quickly.
Yep. Yeah, because that hole is not even correct. It's like oval shaped. It's not even round.
So you gotta get your oval screws out.
What's that?
You gotta get your oval screws out.
Yeah, I know, right? I think there's some warpage in that print. You can see the end of this may be lifted a little bit because the layers are a little bit squashed.
Yeah.
So it ovalized that hole instead of making it round. You may have to get the drill out.
Reamer to the rescue.
Yep.
I need to get a set of reamers. I had a set in my Amazon cart forever, but they're so expensive.
For what now?
Reamers.
Oh, reamers.
I only need a few different sizes. Like, I don't need 8 millimeters and 8 millimeters plus like a thou and 8 millimeters minus a thou. Like, I don't need that.
Yeah.
I just need like a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, an 8.
Yeah, I use this thing here. So I'm going to try this first.
Oh, yeah, I got one of those. I use it for chamfering PTFE
Oh, it's perfect
tube.
for that. Yeah, it's
I've
perfect
got
for
one from Offna Racing back in my RC car days.
But I think it's going to work well for what I need right now, too.
I need to pull down my bins of RC stuff and see if there's any other tools in there that might be useful.
There's always tools useful.
I need to go through there and see if I've got servos the right size for this ERCF, so I can use a slightly higher powered servo on the selector cart. I've never had an issue with the cheapy one, but everybody keeps insisting that it's an issue and you need a stronger one. Like, I don't see why. I've been running a weak one for a year and haven't had a problem.
Well, then I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a second ERCF. It's an 8 cart, the beta one.
Yeah. I think I have a 9 cart kit laying around here somewhere.
Well, if you're going to build it, you might as well see if you can get into the beta and build the beta one.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll build it.
It gets such a bad rap, man.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the problem with the ERCF is that, by and large, a lot of people that were building their first Voron got one. And a lot of them were like the version 1 or version 1.1 kits, right? And they didn't have filament cutters. They were trying to do tip tuning on the things. And the ERCF is by far the hardest build of all the things I've ever built.
You're not selling it to me.
See, that's what sold it to me, was the fact that it was so hard and everybody had a hard time with it. You're over there building an IDEX RatRig.
Oh, this ain't too bad, though.
I didn't think difficult scared you.
The build isn't difficult. From what I understand, the tuning on this thing, that's the hard part.
Yeah, I just sold... So I had one of the Ember Prototypes cameras.
Yeah.
That I picked up. when I was going to do the tap changer, stealth changer, whatever it was called. They keep insisting that they're different somehow. But I picked that up. I ended up selling that along with the stuff that I had to build that Tridex. I held on to it because I was like, it'd be useful if I build this Tridex. And once I was like, all right, well, we'll sell it and put the money towards some cameras.
Did it work out?
Yeah. I managed to sell enough stuff to get the ObSpot and the Link 2. So
sounds good enough to me.
Yeah. Big step up from my other cameras. Big step up.
What were you using before?
Oh, I was using this camera right here.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull
The
the print
center
off the
camera.
HDD real quick.
It's a Logitech C. Does it have the?
Like a C920?
No, it's like a C6 something.
Oh,
It's a 1080-30,
okay.
but I don't know. It looks a whole lot better using it on this Mac than it did on my Windows computer. So there's that.
Yeah, my face cam is a 922. I'd like to get another Meet to replace it and run 1080 and 30, but it's...
Yeah, so I have my cameras put 4K into OBS, but then
Yeah.
OBS only pushes out 1080-60.
Yes. Same. Ugh. It's starting to get hot out here.
It's starting to cool off out here. Those heaters turned off.
Dude, I keep trying to get the wife to move to Canada, so I don't have to worry about it anymore.
My temperature gauge says 82 in the garage right now.
That's not bad.
Well, it was like 90. So 82 feels like air conditioning right now.
Yeah. Trying to figure out my life with this tool head. So one, just reaming out that hole a little bit made it work. The other one is more warped than the original, and it does not want to play in this.
Well, yeah, if only you had another printer that you could use to print one while you're building the rest of the other stuff.
You're not wrong.
You'll have to buy another printer so you can do that.
Yeah.
The guy at work just ordered one of those Elegoo carbon printers.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I have one of those.
Do you? How is it?
Yeah. I like it a lot. For $2.99, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I let my buddy borrow it, so it's with him right now, because I'm leaving out of town, and he's interested in getting one. So he was like, "Hey, can I just use yours?" I was like, "Hell yeah, dude! Come pick it up."
My problem is I like building printers way more than I like 3D printing.
Sure. I think I'm very similar.
So
The magic, though, is that it just kind of is a workhorse. So it can be the one that prints all the parts so that you can print new printers.
Yeah, that's kind of my 2.4. You know, like I said, I haven't done anything to it in probably 2 years now. It just keeps pumping out high quality parts.
Well, then you're set.
Doing this micron so I can get some higher chamber temps and do some more engineering filaments.
Yeah.
And so I think the Rapido with the PT1000 heater can go to like 300 and some degrees. I can't remember. Right. It was just like 320 or 350 or something like that. I think you got to take the silicone sock off of it to do that, but opens up some possibilities. I made a mistake, man. So trying to test this nozzle out. I got some CF nylon. I'd never printed CF nylon before, and I just needed to get something tested. All right, so I just needed to push material through the nozzle. So I didn't dry it. I just took it out of the package, put it on there, and sent an entire plate of 3D sets parts to it. And I checked it was doing really great. And then I was midstream and was like, I wonder how that's doing. Look over, and I've got this huge blob melted to the hot end all the way up into the like fan, halfway up the heat set. Halfway up the heat sink. It was a mess, but it gave me a good opportunity to put a whole lot of heat from a torch onto it. So yeah. It survived that just fine, and even the like laser etching and stuff on the tungsten carbide survived fine.
Yeah. Petty, thanks for dropping in, bud. I live in California.
Petty Ruxpin.
Yeah.
I had Teddy Ruxpin when I was a kid.
Same. It's one of my favorites.
I had 2 of them, and then there was a girl version of the Teddy Ruxpin.
There was. My sister had the girl.
Yeah. And I had the girl version too.
We won't judge you. Safe space. It's just me, you, and the internet.
Yep. Hey man, I was like, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 8 years old. It's not like I went out to the store and bought it for myself.
Yeah, not like anybody really paid attention.
Those things were expensive too.
Oh yeah. Imagine if you can find one today.
Oh, my mom still has ours from when we were a kid.
Do you?
Yeah, so I had 2 plus the girl, and my brother had 1 Teddy Ruxpin. So she's got 4 of them. They all work, still mouse move and everything.
That's crazy.
I remember listening to Crisscross on my Teddy Ruxpin, because that was the only tape player I had.
If that is not early 90s, I don't know what else is. Crisscross on my Teddy Ruxpin. Nah, that's the fun stuff that I miss too, man. I don't know that there's an equivalent to that.
I don't know. But in my mind, I was the most gangster 5-year-old on the planet.
Hell yeah. Probably still are.
Yeah. Playing some Gauntlet on the Nintendo.
Yeah, their new system, you should be able to play a lot of old stuff.
And I was so mad. So I had every single US release NES game minus 5. There was 5 games I did not have. And I had all the peripherals, like even like the track and field peripheral thing, right? My mom sold them all at a yard sale for like
Oh no.
like $20 for all the stuff. I'm like, do you know how much money that was worth?
That's it. Find a new mom.
I was like, Mom, you could have paid off your house with what those games were worth.
Yeah, I saw. I don't know if you follow Modbot on social media or whatever, but he just picked up an N64 with a bunch of games and stuff from Tripod.
Nice.
When I was in Japan a couple years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago, I picked up a Japanese N64 and a Japanese Super Nintendo.
And I had an N64. I traded for it. It was probably the worst deal I've ever done in my life. Traded a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards. Because I played Magic the Gathering at a pro level. I traded a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards for N64 and Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, and a couple other games. But even then, it was a terrible deal. The cards I traded were worth, I don't know, probably $2,000 to $3,000 then. Now those cards are worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Man, I never been into Magic, I'll tell you.
I mean, it was a pretty decent gig, you know. It was freaking 14 years old, making $700 a week, plus probably another $500 to $800 in cards from winning tournaments every week.
I mean, I did too. I just wasn't selling cards. Ow.
I wasn't selling cards. That's what I got from winning.
Oh, shit. Yeah, do they even do stuff like that anymore? Like
yeah.
game tournaments?
Yeah, there still is. I got invited to Worlds in Berlin.
Okay.
But I was a minor, and my parents said no.
They said no. Parents always ruining our fun.
Yeah. Like, I don't have to pay anything. It is all expense paid trip. Like, I was born in Germany. I'd love to go see the country I was born in.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Clown Hammer's here.
Hey, Clown Hammer. We were joking earlier that a Clown Hammer is what you get when you mix a millennial and a boomer. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds true.
That's all that matters.
Say anything with conviction and people will believe you.
Yeah.
Let's go backwards.
All right. Let's put some stuff on here. I need to build the tool head, but I'm just not interested in bending over to do that. My back is killing me. Because I work third shift, so I got up last night, went to work, and I still have not been to sleep. So
You've been awake for like 30 hours?
No, I've been awake since 9 p.m. last night. Ugh. And it is 6 p.m. now.
Yeah.
So 21 hours.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I'm about done as well. If you're ready to call this thing, we can.
We can absolutely do that. I just gotta get this front onto here.
Yeah, I want to get these two restraints on here, and then we can call it. It's just weird because the holes don't line up. So there are two holes on the bottom, and these two holes should go through matching holes in the tool head, and they don't really line up. So
This is not good.
I got to figure something out. I think maybe those standoffs they give me are a touch long. It's the only thing I can think of. So we'll have to find some that actually fit then, if that's true. But yeah, it goes like that. Yeah, I think they're maybe 5 millimeters too long. That's unfortunate.
What is the standoff, or?
Yeah, so the standoff, I can show you on the overhead a little easier. The standoff that comes out the back of the orbiter attaches to the screw here.
Yeah.
But if that standoff's too long, it pushes this out. And then these vertical screws do not engage with the holes below. So if I move it this way, it'll align, which tells me I need a shorter standoff.
Can you just cut the ones that you have down?
I don't have a tool that's able to do that, though. I don't have a lathe or anything like that. But I do have some extra standoffs.
Yeah. That, or, hear me out, you could 3D print standoffs to the exact length you need.
Yep, I could do that as well.
I bought, Amazon has kits of just standoffs, brass standoffs. Like all different lengths, all different diameters. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I said. I got standoffs. I'm not worried about that. And if none of these fit, or I don't have enough of the right ones, then we'll find something else to do. I think I have something that'll work here.
What? Oh my lord! I have had this on the wrong thing the whole time.
What happened?
Well, at least for a while, anyway, since I told you about the camera. Shrimp Father! How's it going,
Shrimp Father in the house?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got one monitor that has StreamYard on it that has my chat, and I've got another one that's got your YouTube stream going, so I can see this chat on your side.
Yeah, I think after I get these on, I'll probably be done. Need to eat. And I do want to spend time with the family before I got to go this weekend.
Understand. Where'd you say you were flying out to?
We're going out to San Antonio for a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if there are any makers or anybody in the chat that lives in or near San Antonio, let me know. We'll grab some lunch and talk printer stuff.
There is somebody. I'm drawing a blank. I was just talking to him too.
That's how it works.
I don't think they watch my streams, so at least I won't be offending them.
He's like, they don't watch my stream, so I don't remember their name.
No, not that. Not like that.
That's what I heard. Nah, I feel like you stream all time of day, man.
I do. So a lot of times, like I'll get home Saturday, like my week. So it's changing, but my week started Monday night.
Yeah.
And then my week ended Saturday morning at 7 a.m. my time.
All right.
And most of the time, the girls all sleep in. So I'd get home Saturday morning and just get some coffee and stream for a while because I'd be out here messing around with stuff anyway.
Yeah.
Shrimp Father, swing shift, that's rough, man. Glad you're making it back to days. I thought for a minute that I was going to get to go to days finally after 2.5 years this coming week, but alas, that's not happening. But they are changing my schedule, so now my schedule will start Sunday night and go, and I will get done for the week Friday morning. So there will probably be a whole bunch of early and midday Friday streams. And that was the other thing too. So Monday the kids would go to school, and the old lady just sit and watch her crime stuff, and I would come out here and stream.
Mine does the same.
Yeah, and then complains she has nightmares. Like, I can't imagine why. You've watched these murder crime shows all day. You just sleep with the murder crime shows on. Like, I for the life of me, I can't figure out why you might be having nightmares.
That's a good point. Yeah, mine is definitely afraid of being home by herself. So the kids sleep in the bed with her while I'm gone.
Yeah,
But
so my 5-year-old still sleeps in the bed with her. She's got her own bedroom. She's got a like a little toddler bed.
Yep.
In the bedroom next to the bed, but still insists on sleeping in our bed. So, but it's whatever. They're only young so long. Eventually, they won't want anything to do with us. My 13-year-old's getting to that point. She comes talks to me when she wants something.
Do you have all girls?
No, I have 2 girls and a boy. My son graduates this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So, I don't know exactly when his graduation is because they won't figure that out on their end until after they get back from spring break, which is the week after Easter that they're on spring break. And Easter's stupid late this year, so it's making planning difficult. But I think it's going to be sometime in the week before Murph. So I'm going to take that entire week off, go see his graduation, hang out in Jersey, go to the beach, visit my mom, my brother, my uncle, and then come back and go out to Murph. Now, by the time I get back from a week in Jersey, I'm not going to have the money for a hotel or anything, so it's probably just going to be the one day. But if I had money for a hotel, I'd go out, Friday and Saturday and Sunday. But I think it's just going to be a Saturday only thing.
Well, if you don't plan to sleep, you don't need a hotel.
Yeah, well, I plan to sleep. plus, I think they'd eventually kick me out of the place.
Ah,
But you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
yeah, but Walmart's always open.
Somebody's got to guard the printers.
Now, I'll tell you one thing, man. I had a good time chatting with you today and building with somebody else. It's been fun.
Me too, man. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad you answered my DM. I spent a lot of time typing that up, thinking about. I'm like, all right, now I need to say this in a way that doesn't sound like I'm being an ass.
No, you're fine. I'm one of those people that don't mind taking strangers' questions and requests and things like that. And you and I, like, I know who you are, you know who I am, but we've never spoken offline.
Yeah, we had never talked before this morning, so this was awesome.
No, it was good, man. I appreciate you and sending out that invite.
Yeah, a lot of fun, man. About to do it again sometime.
Yeah, for sure. I'm around.
Right.
So to those watching my stream, thanks for being here. Give a huge shout out to Projects and Dav's Garage for having us. If you don't subscribe to him, please go subscribe to his channel. He's building microns and box turtles and all kinds of things, just like we do over here. So give that guy some love and support.
Yeah, same thing goes for the guys watching my channel. If for some reason you don't know who Killer Prince is, I don't know where you've been or what you're doing, but he's got some awesome content going on over there. Have a good one, guys.
All right, see y'all. We'll see you guys next week, Sunday, normal time, 07:15.
I'll see you all again next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, or just randomly, because that's what I do. Later.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.